Hi students and family, I hope you all are doing well in this unprecedented time. I collected some things from my home and put it on the prayer table. I made a prayer card, and I did not have a crucifix, but I did have this beautiful cross. And I do not have the Good Shepherd, but I do have Mary and baby Jesus. It's called Our Lady the Rosary. I'm going to do a reading on the Last Supper. And before we read any scripture, we make sure that we light a candle. In the atrium, we cannot light with a real candle, but if you're at home, I have a real candle and I am going to light it. So if you're with your parents, I would suggest that you let your parents or an adult light the candle for you. So I'm going to light the candle first. In the atrium, we actually are reading a little bit from two different Gospels. The first one is we're going to be reading Luke chapter 22, verses 7 through 13, and then we will jump to Mark chapter 14 and verse 17, and then we will jump to verse 22 to 24, and then verse 26, so we will skip 25 there. So if you want to join me, you may. The day came during the festival of the unleavened bread, when the lambs for the Passover meal were to be killed. Jesus sent Peter and John with these instructions: "Go and get the Passover meal ready for us to eat." "Where do you want us to get it ready?" they asked him. He answered, "As you go into the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house that he enters, and say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher says to you, where is the room where my disciples and I will eat the Passover meal?' He will show you a large furnished room upstairs where you will get everything ready." They went off and found everything just as Jesus had told them, and they prepared the Passover meal. When it was evening, Jesus came with the 12 disciples. While they were eating, Jesus took a piece of bread, gave a prayer of thanks, broke it, and gave it to his disciples. "Take it," he said, "this is my body." Then he took a cup, gave thanks to God, and handed it to them, and they all drank from it. Jesus said, "This is my blood, which is poured out for many, my blood which seals God's covenant." Then they sang a hymn and went out to the Mount of Olives. So I'm going to blow out my candle. And I hope that you all, as a family, will sit around and discuss this and see what you got out of this reading. As I always say to the students, you might have heard this read many times, but you might find something different each time you read it. And I hope that you will do that and share each of your own thoughts of what you got out of that reading.